a lot of these other techs are sort of like they're trying to they're a tech company trying to parachute into health and fitness. We're a health and fitness company that is using tech to make the experience better.
The wearable tech space, you've got the established players such as yourself who've been around for more than a decade. You've then got the big tech players, the likes of Apple, rapidly pivoting towards health with infinite resources. You've also got the startups, the likes of Whoops and other companies who've got hundreds of millions of dollars behind them in private money. How scared are you, Dave, that the legacy players caught in the middle are going to be caught in this pincer movement by the big tech players and a lot of Silicon Valley cash?
Yeah, I mean, look, Silicon Valley cash, and we've seen this with the Silicon Valley Bank going belly up. There's this whole concept that some things just don't make sense. My late father used to say, "Son, if something looks like a pig, smells like a pig, and squeals like a pig, you can call it a pig." And when people are sort of like coming into our industry, I'm from our senior leadership team. They're pretty strong and well connected in the health and fitness industry, and have been over hundreds of years combined of incredible pedigree in the health and fitness industry. And so a lot of these other techs are sort of like they're trying to they're a tech company trying to parachute into health and fitness. We're a health and fitness company that is using tech to make the experience better. And the reason why I say that is, we look back at, 2012, Nike Fuel Band was launched, right? If we remember that, they a shit ton of money was thrown on it, and when you looked at it, it was like, how does that? It's an accelerometer. How does that measure whether you exercise? When you look at accelerometers and pedometers and jawbone up, $175 million was thrown at a jawbone up, which was an accelerometer on the wrist. Microsoft Band, accelerometer on the wrist. It didn't, because they didn't understand the physiology of physical activity. They struggle with that. So the thing with smartwatches is that they do not work for 95% of gym-based activity. Okay, so they are fantastic because the way that photoplasmography work, which is PPG, it shines a light through the veins, and it predicts what the pulse is doing, the blood slushing through your veins. Okay, and then you have a thing called motion artifact removal. So when you are running like this, blood is also slushing through your veins. So what they do, there's algorithms that go, hang on a minute, that arm is a running, or it's on a cross trainer. Okay, or and so therefore we'll remove that noise, that motion artifact, we'll move that noise, and this is where the heart beats at, which is very active. However, an unpredictable, unrepeatable movement of the wrist, i.e., you swing a kettlebell, you punch a bag, you do a burpee, a Apple or a Samsung or a Android or a MyZone MZ switch will not work in those activities. Okay, they will, and that's not technology, that's physiology. So to understand that, but if I walk, run, swim, cycle, it is absolutely fine on the wrist, as is the MZ switch. Okay, but the gym-based activity, what you need if you want a higher fidelity, accurate workout, you need to pick up the EKG, which is picking up that signal from the actual from the heart.
So you're not worried at all by the startup smart tech companies or the likes of Apple moving into this space, because you put on a very bullish point of like how this isn't a concern for you. But what are the significant threats or even opportunities, Dave, in the next 5 years as we see this complete conversion of tech and fitness?
So that I'm I'm not saying that. So I've got a smartwatch, and I love my smartwatch, and the reason why I like my smartwatch is because I get a notification, and and my MyZone tile can appear on my smartwatch. Happy days, and I can see the time, do my emails. Absolutely no problems there at all. I have an Oura ring, and my Oura ring is absolutely fabulous because it measures my sleep. So it measures my sleep. So when I go to bed, I wake up and I go, yeah, there you go. You've had 3.5 hours sleep. Happy days. Keep cracking on, right? And the point of that, I don't have that. I have no issue with that. And there is a lot of talk. And if I'm going to throw this out there, there's a lot of talk in regards to readiness to train. Okay, you've probably heard it. This whole, this readiness to train, and your heart rate variability and heart rate recovery and your resting score. Okay, which I get, and there is a lot of external marketing bullshit thrown in about it. And let me explain. The reason why I say that is that if I'm an elite athlete and all I do is I train 8 times a week, every single day, like this. And I'm a elite professional sports person. I want to make sure that I am training and I'm not overdoing it. As we would say, you wouldn't sit there and train in the red zone every single workout. You need to have recovery and all this. The issue that we've got, in my opinion, is that you have this issue of this readiness to train. And okay, I've just looked at my Oura or Whoop, or it's popped up and it said, oh, you're not ready. And say that to my wife, who has 4 kids, who the kids of a Tuesday, they're off to school and all this. She's going to go and do her session at 9:30. Fucking hell or high water, because she's got an hour and a half opportunity at that moment in her time, in her busy week. To sit there and go, oh, you're a bit tired. Of course you'd sit there and go, no shit, Sherlock. But I've got an hour and a half where the kids are at school and all this. So my opinion, and MyZone is about getting the 80% of the population doing something, okay? It's not about the elite of the elite of the elite. It's about getting the population. So what my view is, why on hell's earth would we throw another thing out there for people to turn around and go, yeah, I might stay in bed today because I'm a bit tired? I mean, we don't have a world of people that exercise too much. We have a world of people that do not achieve 150 minutes of moderate or 75 minutes of vigorous activity per week. We don't have that. And why on hell's earth would we do that? Now, where it does get relevant is in workplace, whether if someone is in a parasympathetic or sympathetic mode of whether they're in a fight or flight. A lot of that is down to diet. Of course, sleep is also important. That's why I wear my Oura ring, because I can see that. But what we've identified, Joe, for MyZone, is that we are a B2B for a consumer play. All those other devices are a direct to consumer device. So what they do is they'll sit there and go, I want to go into my network and I'm going to take that network and send it to another platform. David Lloyd's have, just under 1 million members. So why would they want to send their members to another platform that all the data goes to them and they don't have visibility? That's why when we created MyZone, which is a mothership connected to the device, not the device connected to MyZone. The mothership being the network connected to the device, so that whenever that person exercises, the network, that community, that facility is that. And what we've done, I suppose, more than anyone else, is we've created a social network with MyZone. We've created a currency called MyZone Effort Points, right, which is easy to understand. It is just based on time in different zones. If you spend a minute in the gray zone, which is 50%, you get 1 point per minute. 2 points in the blue, which is 60%. 3 points per minute in the green. 4 points in the yellow, and 4 points in the red, because we don't want to encourage overtraining. What that means is that if I wanted to earn, let's just say 80 MEPs, MyZone effort points, I could be in the gray zone, on a recumbent bike, going for a gentle walk in the gray zone, and it would take me 80 minutes to earn 80 points. I could do a high intensity session, like a bit of a sprint for 20 minutes in the yellow zone, and I've earned 80 points. So what we're doing is we're rewarding the effort as a currency to actual points, and with that correlation. Now, and therefore, the social network, in comparison to something like Strava, and a lot of the execs of Strava use MyZone. This is not something that's against Strava in any way, shape, or form. A lot of our team use Strava, the cyclists and all this. However, if you're a good cyclist, and anyone on Strava will know this, if you're a good cyclist and someone wants to connect with you, the first thing you do is, how good are they at cycling? Right? The first thing you do, are they too good so it makes me look shit? Are they too crap so it's not worthwhile? What I want is, I want to connect with someone that I'm just a little bit better than, right? And I'm happy to connect. And therefore, every time, workouts, it's like, this is how fast I can go. This is how good I am. This is my pissing contest. Okay. With MyZone, I can do an hour workout, and I can look at a social feed, a facility's social feed, or MyZone social feed, and I can see someone that's done 1 hour, and they've, been in the green and the yellow and the red and the gray or the blue. And I can look at that workout and I can say, well done, Joe. Great effort. You really tried hard. It didn't say Joe could be an Olympic athlete. Joe could be a 87-year-old lady that's just, doing gardening or whatever. You could be a 14-year-old obese child, but guess what? It doesn't matter. It is democratizing physical activity. It's putting a golf handicap on exercise. And so with that social network, none of these other and I'm not saying that they won't do it at moment in time, but they don't have a social platform. They don't have the Facebook of physical activity, which is what MyZone's created.